Sir, you have your matrix. Thank you.
Oops, I'm sorry. Get off.
Was mine off?
Okay.
All right, calling to order the Board of Commissioners in this scheduled dog hearing. It is January 3rd, 2024. The time now is 2 o'clock. We have Commissioner Hensley and myself, Commissioner Minty, here. Before I move us into the hearing, Commissioner Hensley, do you have anything that you would consider a conflict of interest, ex parte contact, or any reason why you feel like you should abstain from this proceeding?
I do not.
Okay, nor do I. So I will start this proceeding with a staff report that is done on behalf of our animal control officer, in this case, Deputy Brown. Go ahead, sir.
So this incident happened on Wednesday, December the 13th, 2023 at about 16-18 hours, so 4:18 in the afternoon. I responded to 2839 Crest Street in Klamath Falls, Oregon, after Mr. McCool had shot and killed a husky dog that was in his backyard, killing his chickens. The McCools had just returned home, found 2 husky dogs in their yard, one of them actively engaged in chasing and killing chickens. Mr. McCool did shoot and kill the one dog that was in the coop. The other dog was located in the front yard and was not able to get into the coop for whatever reason. The chicken coop is located in the backyard. It is surrounded by almost an 8-foot chain link fence at the front of the property and towards the rear. It only has about a 4-foot fence once you're actually inside of the backyard, which goes to the residence. It appears that the dog gained entry into the area where the chickens were by digging under the fence. The dog that was shot and killed was identified as Serenity by the animal control license number that was on the collar. Serenity is owned by Mallory Duncan. She lives only a few blocks away on Bisbee Street. The other dog was identified as Manoodles, who is also a husky dog. Manoodles was initially taken into custody and taken down to animal control. We did blacklight Manoodles for any blood. We did not find any, so I don't believe that she actually had anything to do with the chasing or the killing. I mean, she was there, but she wasn't in the coop. Ms. Duncan declined to surrender Manoodles, and she was issued a citation for failure to control. I did not issue any citations to Serenity, as we're going to handle that here this afternoon. In total, as of the time that I wrote the report, there was 8 chickens that were killed. 4 of them were specialty chickens, and they have been, the McCools provided proof of purchase for how much they paid for them. The other 4 were standard generic chickens, which we were asking $25 per bird as the standard restitution. Per the state statute, the McCools would like to request twice that amount. Total restitution being requested is $485.20 for the specialty birds and $200 for the standard birds, for a total restitution amount of $685.20. There's not going to be, I don't think we charged any impound fees for Manoodles. So the only other penalties that we were asking was the $500 for the killing, in addition to the restitution. So this just shows a lot of the feathers that were down in the area. There's a dead chicken there. There's more dead chickens and more feathers. So this is the tall fence in the front of the yard. You can see a lot of feathers. There is the dog Serenity. This is the shorter of the fencing area in the backyard that goes to the house. More feathers. Let's see.
End of report?
End of report.
Okay. Commissioner Hensley, is there any questions that you have of this witness?
Just one quick question, and it really doesn't have any bearing on the facts of the case, just more out of curiosity. What's the distance between the two residences? Approximately. I'm not asking to GPS it, but around the corner, around the block, I mean.
It's a couple of blocks away, so you got Crest Street and then Bisbee Street. So, I mean, the dogs had to travel, one way or the other to get there or 3 yards. We actually had a report that they were running loose on Altamont shortly before this came out. So they were kind of making the rounds.
Did both of the dogs have identifying collars or something on them?
Serenity did. Manoodles did not have a collar on.
And so in reading the report, your belief is that only the one dog was responsible, not the other dog.
Correct.
Okay, anything else before?
I do not see.
All right, I'll excuse you, but please stay just in case we have additional questions. I will now call up what we call the complainant. I believe that would be you all. Okay. Who wants to start, or do you both want to come, or how do you want to do it? And
none of
Sandy
you
will
both.
swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you give today shall be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Cody Stern McCool.
All right.
Have a seat. Welcome.
Yep, have a seat, sir, and go ahead and share anything you'd like to share with the board.
The deputy pretty much put it all out there. So my wife runs a daycare out of our house, and the kids actually help raise the chickens and stuff. And we were coming back from our daycare route to pick them up from school and their various pre-Ks and stuff. And when we pulled into the drive, I didn't notice it at first. My wife did. And she just started screaming, "It's killing the chickens." I looked up, and there was the one dog in our fence, actively like attacking one. And then it looked like a puppy outside the fence. I had her take all the kids into the house. I went into the backyard and I shot the dog. And we called called 911 right after that to have an officer come in. It did attack our ducks. I don't know why it didn't end up killing them. One of them he was pretty badly injured, but he has recovered from it since. But other than that, yeah, they killed all the chickens back there. So,
Have you seen these dogs on your property before?
I have never seen those dogs before.
Do you have any expenses associated with the injured duck?
No.
All right, if there's no other questions, I'll go ahead and excuse you. You can have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Were you wanting to also provide some comments?
Just
You'll be sworn.
You swear the testimony you give today shall be the truth to the best of your knowledge. Please state your name for the record.
My concern is the layout of our property. So on my property, we have a front yard. And in the front yard, you have about a 4-foot wooden fence. Okay, the dogs came through the wooden fence into the back, which is the 6 to 8 foot, it's taller than me, chain link fence. That entire chain link fence covers the entire backyard. The chicken coop where the short fence they were showing is inside of that 6 to 8 foot fence. So it went through 2 fences to get to my chickens. And every child in my daycare seen the carnage. It wasn't like there was a little bit of feathers when all the kids were looking. There was like body parts here and heads over here, and half a chicken here. It wasn't just like a little. My concern is my kids. They had to leave for 2 days. I lost care because they were so traumatized because they're not used to seeing this kind of thing. And I'm sorry, and that doesn't it doesn't take away from the fact that a dog was lost, because trust me, we all feel that just as much. It's just the lack of responsibility keeping the dog in a safe location, away from situations that you know that it should be going away from. Does that make sense? And I'm sorry. I am so deeply sorry for the loss of your dog. So sorry. That's all. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Excuse. All right, on our report, it shows that the dog owner is Mallory Duncan. Is that you? Would you like to come on up? You'll be sworn in.
Did you? Do you swear the testimony you give today shall be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Mallory Duncan.
Have a seat. And please share anything you'd like to share with the board.
I am sorry about saying that. My dog is not vicious. She's never had any incident of being violent to anything. Killing chickens, ducks, nothing. She was at the house. She had a shock collar on. But we had to give it to her son because they got out recently the day before, because I think they got in heat. And those two are starting to get out. She never left the yard before. But I think because they were in heat, the younger one, that she was just going after with them. But I didn't know that she had attacked chickens. I know that she had gone down before and played with some goats not that long ago with her son. So we had put fences up and put boards around where they couldn't get out. And I don't know how she got out that day, because we had fixed it up because they had gotten out before and gotten report of it. So I don't know how they got. My mom, my dad, and my sister-in-law, they checked everywhere to see. There was no holes in the yard, so I don't know how she got out that day. But I can't apologize enough for what you guys did.
We understand both sides. I'm sorry.
Any questions of this one? So how are you keeping Manoodles under,
We have her on a runner now.
that means hooked up to something, can't?
When she goes out to the bathroom, she's now contained onto a runner in the yard, on top of having an electric collar on, just in case.
All right, you can have a seat. Thank you. Okay, Commissioner, we've heard from the complainant, we've heard from the dog owner, we've heard from the deputy. Is there any of these witnesses that require additional clarifying testimony for you?
No.
Okay, nor do I, so I'll close the hearing, and then I will open it up for board deliberation and discussion. Since it is the two of us, I'll let you lead us off.
I think that the facts speak for themselves. I apologize to both parties. I hate being in these positions, and I know you do too right now. So I just want to sincerely apologize that both of you had to go through this. I'm going to make a motion that the board find Serenity guilty of killing the chickens as outlined.
Second. Motion made and seconded. Any other discussion on that piece before we vote?
I don't.
Okay, all in favor signify with an aye, please.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. So now we will move into the portion where we establish fines and fees. Animal Control has laid out their recommendation.
So I'll make a motion, but before I do, I just want to share with the owners, we have Oregon law, this matrix, which is specific for Oregon revised statutes on what we have to do in these situations. And I'm going to make a motion that is actually the lowest amount statutorily that I can go, okay? Because I do feel for you. It's going to, when I tell you the total, it's going to sound terrible, but it is absolutely as low as I can go, okay? So I'm going to make a motion that, based upon the facts and the finding of guilty, we order restitution to the victims in the amount of $685.20 and the minimum amount on the civil penalty of $500 for a total of $1,185.20.
I'll second. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. So what we we'll do on this, we'll give you some next steps, and you. So restitution actually comes to you not directly from them, it comes through animal control. So you don't have to, you don't have to give them a check, nothing like that. So you are awarded your restitution and you work through animal control. Sandy, you'll work with animal control on the affidavit and make sure we get all that part.
Was there an affidavit for you?
Well, I guess we didn't formally do that, did we? So we should do that. So you need to sign an affidavit that commits to confining the dog that you have now. In these situations, we could have impounded Manoodles, and we don't want to. So, but you need to make sure that that dog does not get off the runner and does not get off.
I think that that's a great point, and I should have clarified more. My motion could have included us impounding your dog. I appreciate you saying that it's on a runner. You've taken some extra steps. That's why I did not do that. Thank you for that.
And so you'll work with animal control on all of those pieces, and they can even navigate some payment plan or something if that's not able to be come up with upfront. Okay. Any other questions from anyone before we adjourn? All right, we will adjourn the animal control hearing at 2:17.
Thank you, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Have a better day, okay?
Yes.
If you have some further questions, guys, talk with Deputy Brown. He'll tell you all the steps from here, okay?